Good evening, Jarvis. How are we rolling with the static ads?
Good evening, sir. I've generated 60 static ads for
Let me
your
see.
Amazon FBA client while you were out following your winning marketing angles. Opening them now.
Here we go. 60 static ads generated by Claude and GPT. I mean, look at these. Here we go. Can you see them, guys? So while I was literally out, Claude has generated me 30 ads like this that look absolutely dialed in. All for webinars, all for a client, everything. The copy, these are real student wins. These are real pictures, okay? Everything, even an Instagram native story reel, a note ad, everything generated by Claude. Everybody's talking about Hicksfield AI, but nobody seems to see the massive opportunity that lies in creating unlimited ads by integrating Claude code with Codex, okay, the GPT code model. Don't get left behind while your competition is moving 10 times faster with AI. In this video, I will show you exactly what literally 99% of the market hasn't realized yet. Yeah, guys, we're literally living in the future right now. I've connected the two most powerful AI models right now in the market, Claude Opus 4.7 and ChatGPT 5.5, with each other, okay? They know talking to each other, working as agents, communicating and generating me unlimited static ads that are absolutely cooking for us right now in Meta, okay? Before you say, oh, it's all AI slop, no, it isn't, because we have SOPs, we have procedures, okay? We have the right skill files in place. And these statics are right now, as you can see over here, 2.6 times more effective than our videos, okay? Can you see this? This is our cost per booked calls. They're absolutely cooking for us right now as clients, okay? And these are literally the outputs that are being produced by AI, by Claude Code and Codex, while I'm out, while I'm going for a walk, while I'm out in the gym, while I'm literally doing nothing, while I'm just relaxing. Claude and ChatGPT are running in my terminal, okay, producing me outputs like this. This is all AI generated. This all comes from a Claude Code and ChatGPT integration. And on top of that, I've created an entire skill that teaches it how to create Instagram statics. Like, this is not a static that I designed in Canva. This is not an Instagram story sequence. This is generated by Claude following the right skill. And I will show you everything in right a second, okay? And at the end of this video, I will also show you how you can literally just download a guide and have everything set up in less than 5 minutes. And on top of that, it's generating notes ads, tweets ads like this. This is not a real tweet. This is all generated by AI. So different formats. And what does this mean? Now, Meta's post-Andromeda algorithm rewards creative variety. It rewards a lot of creative volume, different formats, different copy, okay, a lot of testing. And this is exactly what I can do right now, fully automated with AI. And look, I'm not chasing shiny objects here. I'm literally turning these tech infrastructure into more money. As you can see over here, statics are 2.6 times more effective. And when we analyze this was just recently. We've seen this across 3 different clients in 3 different niches in the info niche, okay? We're working with clients who are selling high ticket services, and statics have consistently been getting us better results than our videos. Even though we've got a lot of creative variety in our videos as well, statics are performing better. And I'm literally talking about the cost per booked call here. This is from a static campaign that we ran for a webinar for a client. Okay, this is the full analysis. As you can see, the cost per result is lower. We were getting less registrations because we spent less on statics here, but we were literally booking as many calls because our cost per booked call is more than half lower than literally the half the cost of our video ad sets, okay? So in total, our statics are 2.6 times more effective, right? And one of our static is literally a winner. This is one static which booked us 7 calls for a $124 cost per booked call on a webinar, which is absolutely strong. And now was for one client. Now for another client, we see the exact same thing, right? We see statics is 2.3 times more effective per call than videos. Booking more calls, it has the same show up rate, but leads that come from the statics are actually qualified. And these were all AI generated statics, okay? These were all done with Claude and ChatGPT. So as you can see, Claude, ChatGPT Codex, okay, and we have literally unlimited ads on Meta. I've automated our entire image generation process with literally a $20 Claude and a $20 ChatGPT subscription. I see so many videos of guys in their space talking about Higgs field and the Claude MCP integration, but it's so much more work. It's way more expensive because it's burning you more credits, and you can't automate it as smoothly and as accurately as in your terminal, okay, where you can literally have everything in your terminal. You have it run there, you have all the local files. It's so much more effective than Higgsfield. So if you're still using Higgsfield, you're getting lower quality outputs for higher cost, and it's just not worth it, okay? Now, I'm literally able to launch static ad campaigns with 45 creatives right now that are all generated by Claude and ChatGPT. I just recently, yesterday, I launched a campaign for a client, 50 statics in one ad set, all of them were created by AI. Okay. Now, the biggest problem with static is you need to test. You need so much creative volume, right? As I said. And you need to test a bunch of different designs and different angles for it to work. You need to consistently update them because statics fatigue faster. They're getting a cheaper cost per milli, broader reach, but that's exactly why they fatigue faster. So this problem of fatigue of creative diversity is now literally gone, because what I earlier had to do manually in ChatGPT, uploading the images there, or before that in Canva, can now fully be automated. So I can literally log in. Okay, at 8 a.m. I just open my terminal, I open Claude Code, I tell Claude Code to generate me 100 statics, and at 4 p.m. I check the output that it has generated, and there will be 100 statics, and out of these 100 statics, 80 of them will be very, very good because they follow our SOPs, okay? And then I have 80 new statics for one client in a day, where I literally spend the majority of my time doing something completely else, which is absolutely insane. Okay. Now, you might be saying this is all AI slop, but again, I want to show you this is literally the output. I swear with everything that I have, because I know there are so many people faking stuff. I swear everything here is generated by Claude and ChatGPT. And when you have a look at this, you will notice that the text here is slightly bigger than how it's actually on Instagram. But yeah, this is our client. We have a full copy here. Okay, the copy doesn't even sound as like AI because we have the right SOPs in place, the right project files. We have even comparison pictures here. These are real pictures from a client that is using. Okay. And the copy is really exactly how we want this. This is all generated with the Claude Code and ChatGPT integration. So our inputs, the most important thing that you need to understand here, when you right now generate an image, when you write copy with AI and it sounds like slop, then that's the reason for that is that your input sucks. Okay, your input determine all of your outputs when it comes to AI. So that's exactly why we have first of all a full project knowledge, like it's running on my terminal locally here in the drive. I will show you in a second how this actually looks when it's rolling, but I have everything in there. I have skills, output images, project knowledge, ad copy, screenshots, lifestyle images, everything. So it's trained on 20 plus SOPs, on statics, copywriting. It has access to 100 plus human written ads per client and access to real student wins and lifestyle images. Okay, it has full access to our ICP documents, to our brand-wise student testimonials, to marketing directives, everything. Okay, this is what it's scanning before it's generating any output. These documents have been generated by me carefully before I handed it to AI. So I literally gave AI the guardrails. I told it, this is the marketing directive, this is the copy angle that we want to go with. These angles are performing right now extremely well in the ad. Now I want you to follow these and create more more creative output following these exact angles, okay, following our SOPs. And then I hard coded everything in one skill. So the skill, as you can see here, is split in different skills. We have one for Instagram stories, we have one for testimonials, we have one for how to crop testimonials. If the testimonials are too big, what will happen? Then a full quality checker skill for copy and for images. And the workflow is basically this. I will show you this right now in an infographic as well. Okay, but the workflow is basically, it looks at the existing ads to avoid the duplication. This is the most to avoid duplication. This is the most important thing here. It looks at the ads that we've already generated for a client. Looks what's already there. This will happen if you have a Claude chat with no previous background knowledge. Then it will probably duplicate ads that are already there. This is why the first step should be this. Then it digs into the marketing directives, into existing copy to come up with new angles. Okay, it start writing copy for however how many ads you want. I generally recommend going with 20 first, see how the output is, and then you can gradually scale it up. I'm right now literally at 50, 60 ads a day, like because Claude is so well trained. It has all the SOPs in place, all the skills. And then after it's created the copy, it will run a qualifier check to detect AI slop, M dashes, everything, all the copy that we flagged. Okay, that sounds like AI. Then it improves stuff, or it doesn't if it's good. Okay, and starts sending prompts to Codex. These are very, very detailed prompts. And then it runs the testimonial or the IG skills for these formats. If it's creating different formats, right? If it's creating these formats, it will run the skill, and then checks the Codex output with the qualifier skill and redoes ads that don't hit our quality check. So there's so many different stuff that occurred when I first tested it, and it's all embedded in the skill right now, right? And it has access to your full statics database. These are statics, hundreds of statics that I've generated manually myself, also with AI, some with Canva, and these were perfect. Okay, like I've literally generated them manually with ChatGPT and with Canva, and it's trained on this database. Whenever it's generating an ad, it attaches the Codex one to give it attaches the database ads to Codex to give it a good understanding of what a good ad looks like. And yeah, it is fully trained on them, and it will also reference these ads to come up with new ideas, right? So I've manually created all of them, and because we need to determine what good looks like. If you can't manually with Canva or ChatGPT create a good ad, you can't automate it. If you don't have the right SOPs for copy in place, and if you don't know how to write good static ad copy, you can't automate it. I will bring a full static ad video on this channel as well. So be tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to actually learn how to write good static ads. And then there's actually the step when you want to automate it, right? So your AI needs guardrails. So the image generation process works like this. I'm manually using Claude on my terminal. It has all the skills, the database, all the images, all the student wins. It will then come up with the ideas, run the qualifier skill, check, then send the prompts to Codex. Codex will generate the images, will then run, send back to Claude. Claude will run the qualifier skill. If it fails, it will go back to Codex. If it doesn't fail, it will come straight in my output folder on my Mac. By the way, you can also automate this on a VPS with Google Drives, with Notion. I've literally done this for our agency right now. However, I still think the outputs are way better when it's locally, because it's so much easier for Claude to really use the local files than on a VPS. And here are the exact 5 steps of how this actually works. But before I show you these steps, let me actually show you how this looks like in the terminal and how Claude is actually talking to Codex right now. So you see I'm not talking absolute bullshit here. Yo, so we're in the terminal right now. We will just open Claude with the Claude command, okay? And we're in Claude code right now. And this is a project which has no and absolutely no background knowledge. So this will happen for you. So what I'm going to tell it is go to the Claude Vault folder, a skill, okay? And it will now be a bit confused. It will look for the folder, it will look for the skill. But once the output is there, like once the content is there, here's exactly what happens. Now, as you can see, it's reading the skill right now. It already found the skill, okay? It's literally reading through all the files it needs through the marketing directors, brand voice, codex generator, quality checker. So you can see, I literally, like the skill is written that way that it first does the research before producing any output. And as you can see, it's now generating both images via the codex CLI bridge, okay, with ChatGPT 2. And it's briefing me here about the 2 different ads. So one with the founder, one about trade shows with the founder, okay? Both are one-on-one, and he will then QC each PNG against the full checklist as soon as they land. So this is literally happening, okay? I'm not just SOPing this out in Miro. This is active in the terminal. Nice. And as you can see, both statics are now rendered, right? And it's briefing me about both of them. And right now, because I'm not a bullshit AI weird YouTuber or agency owner, I will ask it to open the statics for me, okay? These are the 2 statics that we created together. And I will ask it right now. Now, please, I haven't seen them yet. Now, please open both files for me on my Mac. Let's see. It will open the statics live. I will do a live review. If they shit, they shit. If they aren't shit, they aren't. So, static number 1. I don't launch listings. I join once with... Can you see this, guys? The messaging is so good. This is the exact messaging that we want. It's basically plug into the demand that's already there. And look at the images that it uses. It looks really like an Amazon seller one, page one demand that was there before you showed up. Register for the free workshop. Guys, well, you have seen the prompt that I put in there. This was the prompt. It took all the information from the... Oh. Ooh. Can you see this, guys? Trade shows, this is basically a way how they can get suppliers. And here you can see global sourcing partners. I bring students onto the floor. Most coaches don't. Oh, this is true. This is actually what our client does. Register for the free workshop. Guys, I think we can all agree right now what a massive opportunity this AI image generation is. You have seen it live right now. And guys, the best thing is once you figured out how this actually works, it's super easy to set up. So they're basically just 5 steps. Step 1, you install Claude Code. You run this terminal command. You can do all of this, by the way, with Claude. You can literally ask Claude to guide you through all that. I generally build a main Claude folder. I give Claude all the permission it needs in there. Be careful with the permissions. You really need to make sure how much you trust in your Claude setup, then Claude can literally handle everything for you. So I see so many, like literally, I know a guy who would charge like 5-6K for an AI agency setup for something like an AI agent. And this agent was so bullshit. Like there's so many people selling AI infrastructure who are selling infrastructure who isn't good, who's not trained on your SOPs. And it's just so useless. Okay, so don't fall for all these AI agencies. Simply use Claude Code as your AI agent, let it handle everything for you. I'm not a developer. I'm not a coder. I've got no idea. I just want to make more money. I want to make my clients more money, which is why I've built the solution. And then I installed Codex. Okay, you need to have a ChatGPT subscription. It's the same exact procedure. And then you build the bridge. You let the two AI talks to each other. And it's so much simpler than you might be thinking. There's no custom code. Claude code, when it runs in your terminal, it can run terminal commands. Codex is a terminal command. So Claude can call Codex as an assistant, hand it a brief, hand it a prompt, which is a very good prompt because it comes from Claude. Wait for the image, save it to your local drive. That's how simple this bridge is, okay? And then the Codex generation skill saves the exact process on how to consistently call Codex, because sometimes Claude struggles, but we have it all hard-coded in our skills. Now, the most important step here is step 4. You need to set your guardrails. As you can see, the output is extremely strong that I'm generating because I've got so much project knowledge. And I'm telling it literally, like the marketing directives, I'm telling it what kind of copy to produce and what kind of copy not to produce. So the images that it generates, the copy that it uses is so good and matching our messaging because I've given it the right guardrail. So this is so important. You need to have your skills in place. You need to have your project knowledge. You need to have real student wins. You need to have a good resolution image of your founder and of the brand logo. I personally like to come up with the raw directives, with the creative strategy, with the creative copy myself, and then tell Claude and let it handle the image generation. And that's literally how you can run. You can run this as long as you've got enough Claude credits and GPT credits, and it which really doesn't burn that many credits, to be honest. So while I'm out, while I'm at dinner, while I'm at the gym, I can churn out 50 plus excellent static ads a day while focusing on something else. I can test different messaging, design, and copy. Now, the most important thing here that you need to understand is that statics actually drive revenue. So you as the human, when you have this tool, you're literally put on steroids, okay? So what I'm doing right now, I'm coming up myself with the real marketing directives that work. I'm coming up with the static ad copy that works, with the design that works. And then I'm handing Claude briefs. I'm telling Claude, look, for example, this 1 to 3 angle is absolutely destroying right now for us. I want more of these, okay? So let's look at this image that we put out, and let's look for a similar design. Let's look for a different design for the same copy, for the new copy, but a similar design matching this main angle here of replacing your income, okay? And that's where you as the human play the main role. And that's how we absolutely printing right now for our clients. If you want the full guide, by the way, if you want the full guide on how to actually set this up and how to actually make this happen without guesswork, DM me code. I've created a full docs on how to set this up. You can hand Claude Code this doc and then tell Claude Code to set it up for you. At Simon Asman on Instagram, simon.asman. I don't know why I put at there, simon.asman. And if you want us guys, because obviously, like, Everyone can generate statics, but nobody knows how a good static actually looks like. And not everyone has the right SOPs in place, has the right marketing angle that actually works for you. And then you can look at the marketing angle and scale the angles that works, create more statics for this, scale them, get a good ROAS, and obviously toggle those off that don't work. So if you want us guys to create your entire media buying strategy, your entire marketing strategy, set up all your funnels, not only static ads, but obviously also video ads, webinar funnels, VSL funnels, literally everything that has to do with marketing and sales and scaling your high ticket business, then reach out to me. It's growinginfo.com to book in a free strategy call with me. We can see where you're at, how we can help you. By the way, we don't always churn out AI slop for our clients. We really like every single thing that comes from there. I'm double checking it. And I'm looking at, is the copy really handwritten? Does it sound handwritten? Okay. Is this a kind of quality that I want to deliver? And this is quality that I personally couldn't produce better. So I'm handing it to your clients. Okay. This is exactly what we do. Book in the free strategy call, DM me code for the full guide, and follow this channel for more. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Like I'm literally sharing sauce like this for free. This can give you a massive competitive edge if you're in the high ticket niche, if you're doing e-commerce, and you can literally see this here from our numbers. So with that being said, guys, take care and let's start building.